Hey guys, so a lot of you have been asking for the deck profile of the deck that I used to win YCS Indianapolis, and so I decided to actually record the video myself for once on my webcam and then post it on the YouTube channel. So yeah, I'm sorry if this is like choppy footage or anything. I've never actually tried to do this, so yeah. But before we get to the deck, I'd like to give big shout-outs to Uncle Bao for one, for helping me get all of the cards. So if you ever need to buy cards, Uncle Bao. And then another big shout out to Alter Reality Games. I actually wore this shirt all of day 2, and I played with their mat, but I think that's why I didn't get any feature match photos, was because I was wearing the shirt. Because they said they'd have to like digitally edit it out, and then I guess they probably just got lazy or whatever. Who knows? And then they actually asked me, they told me I couldn't take a picture with the shirt in the final thing and to go find a shirt, so I had to actually go find a shirt before I took the thing, but I was lucky enough to have one in the bottom of my bag anyway, I guess. So yeah. I don't know if there's any more shoutouts I need to give, but shoutouts to like everyone who helped me at the YCS. I'm gonna make multiple tournament reports, I think, for some websites, so I'll get into specific shoutouts there. So yeah, I'm just gonna start doing the deck right now. Sorry, sucks. All right. Turn it up a little. All right. Oh, that's crooked. Okay, sorry if it's a little crooked, but it's what you're gonna have to deal with, I guess, because it's my webcam and not an actual camera. So yeah, I'm just gonna start with the monsters. I'm gonna go with a little explanation for each card choice if anything's a little weird. So yeah, there's 3 Reborn Tengu. It's like the staple. You can exceed with it, synchro with it, and it's the biggest floater. I don't think I need a lot of explanation for that. Then Tour Guide. Originally I played 2, but then I put it to 3 because of the new ruling with exceeds, where if you exceed with a Sangan and then the synchro dies, or you use the Sangan to detach with the exceed effect, you get the Sangan search. So that's why I thought the 3rd one was like really needed, even though I didn't really draw it. I didn't really draw a turn 1 tour guide much. It was more like late game I'd go tour guide into like another tour guide to make the beater. Like yeah, you still need 3 tour guide, I think, to play the deck. So yeah, and then I played basically a plant deck that was made to beat the mirror and then have just like minimal bad matchups. So I played 2 Veiler and 2 Maxi. He was like drawing these in the mirror match and then being able to search it off the tour guide because of the Sangan like sets up, so you just have like a 2000 beater with protection. So that's a great way to usually win the mirror. So yeah, I played those, and then played the staple 2 Lone Fire, 2 Debris Dragon. Yeah, it's like plants, so you need those. And so yeah, and then the only like techie monster I guess I played was Break of the Magical Warrior. He's big 19, so that means he can run over opposing Tengus and just random cards like that. And then he acts as removal against like Necro Valley, Royal Oppression, and just back rows before you use your Lone Fire play. And you can also exceed with him with the Tengu, which is pretty good. Like you can have a floating Tengu, then go summon, break a back row, and then exceed into Utopia, and then just have a 25 that's pretty hard to get over. And then you get the pluses off the Tengu when you do that. And then he baits out warnings and veilers, which is the main reason he was put in, because I don't want to get my like huge Lone Fire play that'll like seal me the game, veiler to warning. So that's why Breaker got put in. And then I have just the regular plants and then Sangan. I played Titanial, but I ended up drawing it a little too much, so I ended up cutting it last minute, and I'm glad I cut it. So yeah, that's the monster lineup. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm pretty sure it's around 20 monsters. And then for spells, double mystical, double avarice. I considered playing a 3rd after round 1, of course, like because I realized that tour guide into Sangan to make a Greenosaurus to search a Lone Fire is alright 5 guys, but I don't know how good 3 would have been. I kind of regretted not playing 3 up until round like 4, but then I just like lost, like I stopped caring. So yeah, and then I also made double econ. It's really good. Tributing like a token to take their guy, tributing a guy when you have a Lone Fire face up. So then you can, I mean not Lone Fire, a Formula Synchron. So then you can synchro with their guy. So yeah, and then you can also tribute a Tengu to take their 4-star like a Tech Genis or another Tengu, and then it cuts them off from searching with the Tech Genis, and it cuts them off from specialing with the Tengu until you detach it or the guy dies. So that's why that was really good. And then you can randomly just like attacking and then econ to take their guy and attack for game and whatnot. You guys know the versatility of econ, so I'm not gonna go ahead. And then I basically played staples. Book of Moon and Mind Control were the only ones I was iffy on. Mind Control actually won me my top 4 game 3 and my finals match, so I'm glad I played the Mind Control. And then Book of Moon, I didn't really have any flip effects, but it was just like a good protection card. It was versatility, and then once you guys see my side deck, you'll understand how like good Book of Moon is like after I side. So yeah, those were my spells, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 spells. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and then for traps, double warning, you need it for mirror and everything else. It's just like mega staple. And then I played double 7 tools because it helps against TG anti-meta. Any anti-meta deck, GK, and also in the mirror, it stops their call and limit reverse when they're going off. And I don't like Dust Tornado because you usually have to blind Dust when you're going off for a lone fire play because you can't get a warning. But then with 7 tools backup, you can just go for your play, and then if they have the warning, you have the 7 tools or for whatever response. So you're allowed to play a lot more aggressively because of 7 tools, and that's why I really like it. And then the rest were just staples, like that call limit torrential, solemn. I didn't play Mirror Force because I think it's bad in the plant matchup, and it's bad versus TGs. So yeah, then that's how many traps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 traps. So I'm pretty sure it's 41. So I think that's 20, 13, 8 on counts. And then my side deck was like double Forbidden Lance. I had it in for TG majoritively. It's good against anti-meta, and then with the rest of the side cards, I basically side into an anti-meta deck, so Lance acts as a shrink and removal and stuff. And then for traps, on my side, these were the one-ofs I had that didn't really go with. This kind of went with the anti-meta stuff, but this was for more against anti-meta. I had these in. Originally I had 2 Chain Whirlwind, because this is like my all-time favorite card. And then, but I cut it from Malevolent because I feel like it'd be a little more versatile, but both times I drew Malevolent, I think I got Starlight Roaded and then like 7 tools or something, so I can't really talk about this cards, but yeah. So then with the anti-meta stuff, I had Oppression, 1 Chain Disappearance. 1 Chain Disappearance was really good because you can stop their Sangan and like stuff like that. Actually, Chain Disappearance Sangan the most. And then I had Mirror Force, D-Prisons, and the reason I had the D-Prisons and Mirror Force were to protect the Dynas, because I actually sided into Dynas basically every single game 2 and 3 against most of the meta decks, because what I would do is I would side out the Lone Fires, usually the Lone Fires, it depended actually, and like the Tour Guides 1-for-1, Limit Reverse, stuff like that, like my aggressive like winning game cards into like anti-meta cards basically. And then they wouldn't be able to do much because they'd have sided in cards like Crow and like Debunk and stuff like that, or Veiler, and that really doesn't hurt me too bad after I side deck, so that's why this was so good. So yeah, Dino was just great because if you're protected with this, doesn't matter how many Reborn Tangus they have. If you deprison it, it gets cut off because of Dino. So yeah, and Tengu is usually like the mirror match winner, so that's why that was so good. And then the Banishers and the Riles were for if they go Tour Guide into Greenosaurus. If you have a Banisher face up, it's different than Defissure because it removes all cards, not just monsters. And Exceed materials aren't monsters anymore. So even if they have a Greenosaurus with a Sangan attached, it still gets removed because of Banisher. And same with Thunder King, it stops the search. And then these monsters are just great in general against like almost every matchup. Like against GK, I still side in Banisher because if I get the Necro Valley off the field, it stops the Recruiter and the Commandant, and he's as big as their biggest guy with out Necro Valley, so that's why he's so good. So yeah, that was my side. And then my extra deck, played 1 Greenosaurus, 1 Utopia, double formula. This was the only card I actually was able to fit 2 of in my extra deck. And then Armory Arm, Librarian, Catastor. A lot of people were like, oh, you only play 1 Librarian. Well, I don't really have room, so that's why I didn't play it. And then Iron Chain, Bryonic, Black Rose, Arcanite, Ancient Fairy Dragon, Stars Dragon, Scrap Dragon, Trishula. The main reason I play a bunch of one-ofs was because I wanted the versatility of being able to go into any synchro. Like Ancient Fairy Dragon won me quite a few games over the second Black Rose, and then I needed the Utopia. I brought up Utopia just as much as I brought up Formula Synchron because of my side. So yeah, my extra deck I thought was perfect. Like it fit my playstyle exactly, and that's why I loved it so much. So yeah, so thanks for watching YouTube. Please subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys later.